sides to every single story, the passion and the glory, just trying to make it through the day. You know we're trying to come together, arm in arm and hand in hand, and with my brother I will fight to unify our land. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. And on the other hand, there are those who would undo us, unruly who would rule us and break us all apart. And I will stand beside you and fight against injustice and lawless ones among us. Come on, let freedom reign. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them. Melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them. Melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them. Melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. Play that guitar. My brother and me, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. America.
I miss Air Force One, but I'm so proud of Donald John Trump, DJ, who's speaking right now,
Fighting foreign wars and defending foreign borders.
defending freedom
And now we are finally
and curing the country. Well, I'm the free world leader. Freedom's rolling out to you. Oh, let's roll. Well, I'm the good news instigator, compassionate conversator. This freedom is rocking and rolling on out to you. White and blue. Greetings, everybody.
I say, hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the John Morgan Show. So much fun. It is an honor to be your host on the John Morgan Show, hanging out with you and talking about what's going on. Oh my goodness. Hey, Brett. Greetings. Brett Schulman, the one and only. Appreciate you, man. You know, I had a caller this morning, not a caller, but a guest from New Zealand. Yes, one of my lookalike friends, an Austin Powers impersonator. It was awesome. In this crazy world of lookalikes, you never know when you're going to run into one of your brothers in the business. Hang on here. There we go. Right there is my friend. Are you going to let me post it? Wait. Oh, I got to plug it back in. Hang on. I unplugged my, whatever you are, iPad because I was afraid that, did I use the right cord? Yeah. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to, now it's not showing up that I can show it. Oh, that's because I got to go to the next screen. Silly me. Silly me, eh? All right, here we go. Ah, where's my backdrop? Man, I thought I was ready for the show. This is nuts. I am so unprepared. Yes, this is my friend Glenn that showed up at the Trump rally day before yesterday. And Glenn is the spitting image of Pierce Brosnan. Yes, he is. And that's our dear friend Heather. And look at her eyes. She was like a schoolgirl because she's always had a crush on Pierce Brosnan. So it's so fun. The whole lookalike world is just crazy to have the opportunity to do things that give people such a kick. Last time I saw you, I had cancer. Now, after over $1 million, wow, I'm cancer-free 100%. Brett, that is fantastic. Wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brett a round of applause. Very awesome, sir. I am so glad. I'm so glad. And you know what? At the end of the day, that you are released to influence, to impact other lives, to live your life, and it's something we all treasure and do not take for granted. When you have been through something like you have, you treasure every moment, and you treasure your friendships, your relationships in a whole different way. And so I'm very happy for you, sir. And I look forward to the day for all of my friends who are struggling with terrible diseases, that I look forward to the day when they will be also completely 100% cancer-free. And that day will come. There's definitely the promise that we will be one day cancer-free. And it could come in a variety of ways, I'll just say. And that's why we emphasize a relationship with Christ on this show, because healed is healed. And it might be on this side of the veil, and it might be on the other side of the veil. But our hope, our hearts are placed in heaven, where, according to the scriptures, we already have citizenship. Isn't that amazing? And it cannot be taken away from us. We cannot lose it. It's a guarantee, and the guarantee is Christ in us, the hope of glory. That's what the hope of glory means. The hope that we will all one day. And I mean, when you consider this life, as good as it is, to what we will enjoy when we all cross the Jordan River, it will be as though we all suffered, because that life will be so great, so amazing, never ending, that, the way the Bible describes it as not even worthy to compare this life to the next. That's how great it will be. And I love John chapter 15 in the Bible, because it talks about us already being connected to that eternity, because we're in Christ and Christ is in us. And in fact, it says, I am the true grapevine. These are the words of Jesus. They're in the red letters, I am the true grapevine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit so that they will produce even more. And one of the ways he does that is through the calamities, the trials, the tribulations that we endure in this life. And he told us, don't be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has overtaken you. God is teaching you endurance. And it just seems sometimes that life is so unfair. But when we cash in our life experiences on the other side, we're going to say, yes, it is very unfair. We, by far, got the better deal because of Christ and what he went through, having not sinned at all, but taking our sin upon himself. He says, you have already been pruned and purified by the message I've given you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. See there? He will remain in us. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from the vine, and you cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. And then it goes on. And in the bottom it says, but if you remain in me and my words remain in you, you may ask for anything you want, and it will be granted. When you produce much fruit, you are my true disciples. This brings great glory to my Father. And then I love it. It says, I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. I mean, let your mind stretch open for a minute to consider what the love God the Father has for God the Son. It's like, tilt. I mean, you can't even fathom it. It's just like, it must be the most, ew. I didn't like how my chin jowled when I jiggled. Oh, well, I'm not 20 anymore. It boggles the mind how much God the Father must love God the Son. And it says right here, when you obey my commandments and remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love, I have told you these things. Uh-oh, I just lost it. Okay. Where did it go, what I was just talking about? Oh, it went back to the top. I'm so sorry. There it is. I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. So that's how much Jesus loves you. There's absolutely no limit to it. As the Father has loved him, that is how he has loved you. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. When you obey my commandments, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that you will be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. That's pretty simple. That's what the Christian life is all about. Loving God and loving one another. You can't have one without the other. Because if you love God, you're going to love what he loves, and what he loves is you. And by you, I mean you or your neighbor. And so You know how they say you become like the people you hang out with? That's what impersonation kind of is hanging out. See, I watched thousands of hours and minutes of video of George W. and President Trump in order to become the vintage, to become the image, to become, but when we hang out in the Bible, we hang out praying and hanging out with Jesus, yeah, we're going to become like him. So awesome. And that's God's plan, that we would abide in the vine and bear much fruit by loving one another. And it looks differently to different people because we're all different. You see, the body, I've been talking recently on the show about Jesus being the head of the church and the church being the body of Christ. Okay, so the body does the stuff that the body does. The head does the stuff that the head does, leads and thinks and decides. And we follow him. And we are the hands and feet and the eyes and it's important for us to be doing the good work of the kingdom. Jesus is the instigator, if you will, and we are the doers of that good work. But I can't expect, if you're a shoulder and you that's your job as a shoulder in the body, I can't expect you to do what the hand does. If you're a hand, I can't expect you to do what the knee does. So, I've been having some discussions with wonderful Christian brothers and sisters who see things differently about how we should live out this imperative of love. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to see those things differently because we've all been given different passions. We've all had different life experiences that cause us to care more about one thing than another. And that's just fine. You might have an ache and passion for preborn babies, to see them born and not aborted. That's my passion. That's something that really matters a great deal to me. But other people have more passion for the hungry and the homeless. And it's not that they don't care for the preborn. It's just that's not their passion. Doing out their feet. My sister Janice, she when she's able, she makes the best lasagna, second best only to my wife, and she goes consistently and has for years to feed the homeless. And it's a wonderful thing that she's passionate about, and that's what she's driven to do. And that doesn't mean that there are a lot of people who are, they want everyone to see the world through their eyes, and if you don't, you're wrong. Well, guess what? That ain't right. The body is diverse. It's made up of many parts. And so it's okay if we don't see eye to eye on what we should be doing or how we should be working out our salvation, our lives. The things that, and there's a lot of, I'll tell you that there's an awful lot of arguing between the left and the right on this very issue, because there are Christ followers that are absolutely doing the right thing on both sides of the political fence, that see things differently but are engaged in serving and helping and in using their compassion to make a difference in the lives of others as they are called to do. And that's a good thing. America is a huge, huge, diverse nation with, I have a friend who has a ministry, and his whole passion is planting wells. And he's given his life to this. I mean, he has an absolute, he's a fanatic over it. Planting wells so that people around the world can have clean drinking water. And he can't get it out of his head how diseases are killing people because they don't have clean drinking water. It's so obvious. And he has a show, and He's not an egotist. He didn't launch the show because he wants to have his mug on TV all the time. No, he launched the show because he wants to bring the needs of people to the light, to the millions, so that he can garner the resources to plant more wells all around the world. And he goes into the jungles, he takes big risks, and, casts his safety aside in order to serve other people. And he's a hero, an absolute hero. James Robison. Just loved the guy. And he also now has developed a huge passion for seeing women set free from human trafficking, from sexual slavery. And he's making a huge difference. And I just love that. And there are many, many missions that are all valid. And, and some of those missions carry with them the need for politics to go a certain way. And so the folks lean that way that are mindful of those needs. And so as a fervent, I am a right winger, big time. I am a conservative. I believe in conservative causes, and I am going to be voting for my president. However, that doesn't mean that my friends on the left are wrong in their passion for the underprivileged. No, not at all. If two people are looking at an elephant, they're standing on opposite sides of the elephant, one in the front, one in the back, and you describe the trunk, and the other person is seeing the tail, part of the description is going to work. Yeah, it hangs down from the middle, and there's a hole, but one is looking at the mouth, and one is looking at and the trunk is going to be a big fat thing that shoots water, and the other one is a little skinny thing, and you better not be there when it shoots something out, okay? So, gosh, we got to be tolerant with one another. We got to be, understanding. And in so doing, we will be able to reunite our country. Hallelujah. And I believe in unity. I believe that we can all come together. We may never see eye to eye on who should be elected president. And I can give you all the reasons and more why President Trump is the guy. And you can give me all the reasons why it's Joe. And we're never going to agree. So let's agree on the things that we can agree on. That love covers a multitude of sins. And that God is love. And that he wants, as I say here, as it says in John chapter 15, he wants us to abide in the vine. And that's a command. If we don't, if we ignore God, he's going to prune us off. And that's not good. That's not where you want to be. You don't want to be out of the circle in Christianity. Heather's writing in her own name. Well, if you want that date with Pierce, I mean, come on. Dangling over the head. No. Hey, I have a song I want to play for us today. I've played it before on the show, but it's one of my faves because it talks about the discipline of the Lord, which, most people see discipline as a horrifying word. Who wants to be disciplined? But without discipline, we don't grow. Without discipline, children are unrestrained and they don't develop into good citizens. So we need the discipline of the Lord, and this is a song about my desire and your desire to please God and to allow him to bring in the furnace of change. Turn up the fire in my life, burn up the liar in me. Do anything you need to use my life. Turn up the fire in me. I want to see in me a life free from all these struggles that hold me down. Do anything you need to do in me so we can get this missionary off the ground. Hey! Turn up the fire in my life. Burn up the liar in me. Do anything you need to use my life. Turn up the fire in me. I want to take your message to the world. There are so many millions that are living a lie. If you come back and I haven't done nothing, I don't want to face you. I would rather die. Your chastisement, it isn't any fun, but it proves that you love me. You're my father, I'm your son. What better thing could you do? You want to make me like you. I want to be like you. Turn up the fire in my life. Burn up the liar in me. Crank up the torch and burn the chaff away. Turn up the fire. Turn up the fire in my life. Burn up the liar in me. Do anything you need to use my life. Turn up the fire. Burn up the liar, I said. Turn up the fire in me. Thank you very much for that wonderful round of applause. So anyway, hey, you want to see something cool? So I got this awesome trick to show you. What's this? Oh, isn't that cool? I should have some cool dramatic music to go along with this beautiful image that you are seeing. And as I back it out, you can see it is my giant, magical Donald J. Trump challenge coin. It's like a holograph. It's got the Don there. It's actually just a really big coin, but when you hold it up to the camera, it because of the green screen, it reflects cool. So anyway, that's it. Love you guys. Hope you had an excellent time. Sorry I've been ignoring you all over there. Look at you guys. Carol, Brett, Heather, everybody chatting it up. Hey, Mark. Good to see you, my brother. Right, Mark? Right? There are some areas where we could just agree to disagree. And a whole bunch of areas where we can agree. And a lot of it is just who we are, how we were raised, what matters to us. Different stuff. What matters to me right now is dinner. All this talk about spaghetti has got me hungry. And I know what I'm having too. I'm having a big, juicy bison burger. Oh, it's going to be so good. I hope they never get away with, I hope they never do away with cows, you know, methane and all that, because I sure love them. Oh, my goodness. Linda, hello, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for joining in on the John Morgan Show. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. God bless you. Let's see. Hang on a second. I'm going to have problems with the end of the show, I can tell you right now. Let's try this. Love ya.
I'm Gina Lipsky, and I just want to give a testimonial. John Morgan's book, War on Fear, changed my life significantly. Last year I was at Free the Dream, and he gave a talk, and I had been held, I was robbed at gunpoint 15 years ago, and I carried that fear with me for 15 years, and at Free the Dream, after hearing him speak, I realized that it was time to let that fear go. And a small thing that is small to some people, but to me it was significant. I never took the trash out at night because I was so afraid of being in the dark. And when I got home from Free the Dream and after reading John's book, I now take out the trash every single week at night on purpose so that I can conquer that fear. And so I encourage all of you to read his book, and any fear that you're hanging on to, let it go. It's not worth it. Don't give it the power.
Well, I'm the free world leader. Freedom's rolling out to you. Oh, let's roll. Well, I'm the good news instigator, compassionate conversator. This freedom is rocking and rolling on out to you. White and blue.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to the John Morgan Show. It is so much fun being with you. What a blast, what a hoot. We are all growing, we're loving, we're learning, we're changing little by little into the image of the one that matters most, Jesus Christ. What an amazing, amazing reality we get to enjoy together. Wow. Nuts. Fantastic. Hey, don't forget to share the show. Hit the like button a bunch of times. I see you did. Wow, you guys went nuts today. I appreciate that. But share the show with your friends. Let's build that audience. It's going to be so awesome in the future when we have thousands and thousands of people on the show. Oh, man, I can't wait. Well, God bless you. You know, like one of those diamond and silk things where the comments are rolling so fast that you can't even keep up with them. Oh, that would be my dream, yes? In case you wonder what I dream. Oh, man. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Seems out lately, babe, got a bad case of red, white, and